Today, ladies, she'll get you guys for the Knicks beat the Nets yet again, 9-92. Also, the fact that, let's see here. Eileen Gu just wins the Snilly Tongue Wrestler on that, by the way. Also, get you guys for that, let's see here. Jessie Diggins, she wins her fourth World Cup title and the 10-kilometer classic, by the way, in the Lake Placid, New York. And also the fact that Dennis Loverboy Condrey is deceased 74. He's one half of the Minott Express. And some other news to come up. We guys get you guys to that. First things first, guys. The Knicks beat the Nets yet again, 19-92. As the Big Cat had 26 points, 15 rebounds, 1 assist, and a steal. Jalen Brunson had 17 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals. OG Anunoby has scored 16 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and a block, 2 steals. Josh Minott had 22 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and blocks, 1 steal. Ziaire Williams, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, and a steal. And Nolan Traore had 11 points, 2 rebounds, and blocks. And blocks, by the way, 7 assists and 1 steal. That's all I can say. That guys, Knicks, they're looking pretty good overall. They got big wins. That's all I can say about that, guys. And then there's also, by the way, guys, congrats to Eileen Gu. She wins the Snilly Tongue Wrestler. And also, guys, congrats to Jessie Diggins. She gets her 4th World Cup title and 10-kilometer classic in the Lake Placid, New York. Congrats to her on that, by the way. That's her 4th World Cup title win overall. Congrats to her on that, by the way. Also, guys, also, by the way, that Claire Curzan, she's back-to-back backstroke champ, and then swimming and diving. By the way, congrats on that, by the way, for UVA. Congrats on that, by the way. Also, guys, Jordan Anthony wins the 60-meter indoor title. Chase Jackson just won the gold women's shot put. Congrats to both of them on that, by the way. Also, by the way, guys, Celtics, they beat the Grizz 117-112. The Blazers, they defeated the Wolves 108-104. The Rockets, they defeated the Hawks 117-95. Pistons defeated the Puny Pathetic Warriors 115-101. Nuggets, they defeated the Rise 121-115. Congrats to them on that, by the way. Also, hockey news to you elsewhere, by the way. Caps beat the Devils 2-1. The AST, the Blackhawks 4-1. The Ducks beat the Mammoth 4-1. The Canes defeated the Maple Leafs 4-3. And Flames defeated the Panthers 4-1. So all news good enough for that, guys. Also, there's also, by the way, guys, some sad news, by the way, that Dennis Loverboy Condrey has been deceased at 74. He's one half of the Minott Express. My condolences out to his families and his fans. All fall in this horrific loss, tragic loss. Just really sad news there. Also, news, by the way, Ted DiBiase Jr. was not guilty in Mississippi welfare fraud probe on the conspiracy to commit wire fraud and commit theft concerning programs, getting federal funds. 6 counts wire fraud, 2 counts theft concerning programs, getting federal funds, and 4 counts of money laundering. So he's glad that Ted DiBiase Jr. has put it all behind him, and that's all I can say about that. Brett Favre was also involved in this, which he was, but he hasn't been charged for that. So that's all, except in this regards to the Mississippi welfare probe, that Mississippi welfare fraud probe. So that's all I can say about that, guys. So everybody. Also, guys, elsewhere, by the way, the BLK, her 114 win streak has collapsed after loss to Fallon Sherrock as the PDC women's Gold Circuit champ, by the way. Now, Alicia Ashton, she won, but she's going to be facing against Gemma Hayter. So, thoughts about that, guys? Let me know about that, everybody. Also, and then there's also, by the way, guys, an OSU women's fencing. They won the title. Congrats on that, by the way. Also, Harvard, Jessica Gu, she was the Harvard women's foils champ. Esther Mahari, she's the women's epi women's fencing champ at Notre Dame. Congrats to all on that, by the way. That's all I can say to that, guys. So, congrats on that, by the way. Also, let's see here. Okay. And then there's also, by the way, guys. So more match. So Kentucky, they go on to the next round, by the way. So they survived, by the way. Florida, they survived as well, by the way. You saw Iowa, they survived. UCLA survived. UConn survived. Duke still in it, by the way. SJU still in it, by the way. And Arizona, they get their hands on, Utah State. Arkansas faces against High Point. Texas, they get the Zags. And Miami Canes, they get Purdue. You got Michigan, they're going to be taking up against St. Louis now. Whoa, I didn't expect that. Texas Tech, they get their hands on Bama. UVA against Tennessee. Kentucky faces off against ISU. You saw Texas A&M, they get their hands on Houston. LVC against Illinois. Florida against Iowa, by the way. Vandy against Nebraska. Florida against Iowa. MSU, they beat Louisville. Or MSU, they have Louisville, by the way, which they do, by the way. So UCLA still in there. UConn still in it. You saw SJU they're still in there. Kansas still in there. They got the win. So Kansas against SJU. Duke gets TCU, by the way, which is, by the way, so that's all you got to know for that. Arizona gets Utah State. Arkansas gets High Point. Zags get Texas. You also get Miami Canes. They get Purdue. So that's and so the games are, by the way, they're happening right now tonight. That's all news you got to know for everybody. That's all I can say about that, guys, as well. And then there's also, by the way, guys, I want to say, by the way, shout out to Jim Dalton, Matt Broderick, Soniqua, Martin Green, Scott Eastwood, DJ Premier, Britt Hertz, Ronaldinho, RJ Seiler, Gary Oldman, Tiny, AP, Diggy Simmons, Carly Encontro, Snarix, Miles Bridges, Lenny, Crescent of Art of Fighting, Azuki Kazama of Samurai Showdown, and you also got Eric of World Heroes 2. Send them my birthday wish out. Tweet please should do some of that. That's all you got no gets all this about that. And that's everything. They're still not everybody in as well. So look for that, everybody. All right, ladies, that's going to do right there for the Khalil That Was Sports Board. Like, subscribe to Khalil That Was Sports Board YouTube channel, Facebook page, by any on Instagram. Wait, comments, your tweets, your thoughts, your responses of Knicks being the Nets yet again. 93-92. Thoughts about that, guys. Let me know about that, guys. Also, guys, singing notes out to Dennis Loverboy's Condrey's family member says that he was a season 74, by the way, one half of the Midnight Express, off Instagram was very clear when he died, by the way. Wait till 10 to be on jury, not guilty of Mississippi welfare fraud probe. Thoughts about that, guys. I'll just respond as well, buddy. With us, and Jordan Anthony win the 60-meter indoor title. By the way, thoughts about that, guys. And Chase Jackson win the gold in women's shot put. Congrats on them, by the way, once again on that. Also, guys, more March Madness on the horizon, by the way, as of today and tonight. Check that out, guys, as well. And that's all news you got it for that, guys. Also, once again, send your brother wish out to Jim Dalton, Matt Broderick, Soniqua, Martin Green, Scott Eastwood, DJ Premier, Britt Hertz, Ronaldinho, RJ Seiler, Gary Oldman, Tiny, AP, Diggy Simmons, Carly Encontro, Snarix, Miles Bridges, Lenny, Crescent of Art of Fighting, Hazuki Kazama of Samurai Showdown, and Eric of World Heroes. Somebody, brother, which tweets him. Once again, be sure to do some of that. It's all news. You got to know it's all to say, guys. I'm back for breaking news. Times live updates. I'm going to hold on one the close sports world. And this will later. And this you got to know it's all to say, guys. Take care, everybody. You guys have a good day. Enjoy. Everybody be safe. Bye bye.